Hi, and welcome to Three Questions With. Got my friend Bonnie with us from Brooks Coaching. Good morning, Bonnie. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Kevin. How are you? It's so great to see you, and I'm just thrilled to finally be here with you.
So, Bonnie, thank you. It was good to see you. I wanted you to come on the call today because I want to recap my life with you, basically. So, you're a communications person that can help people in that area. When I started working at the bank, Bonnie, I was an entry-level accountant, and my communication skills had to be at that level. Through life, I became CFO, and I found that often I would be in a bad situation because I didn't practice good communication skills. Sometimes I'm a little too laid back. Maybe I refer to one of my board members as brother. They're Mr. and Mrs. They're not brother. But if you don't make that adjustment and know your audience, it can really hurt your career. Because I got spoken to about that. You have to know who you're talking to, and that's okay when you're with your people, but some people don't appreciate being called brother. Right?
Exactly. And especially, Kevin, you were in a bank, as you said, or as you're rising up. So you had a team around you that kind of helped guide you into proper
Yes.
ways of speaking and acting. What happens now when you're a small business owner and you don't have that support system? Somebody that's not going to kind of give you a heads up. You may not want to approach your client like that. You might not want to talk, so informally to a client, or you may not, you're the owner now. You're not buddies with your employees. You can be friendly, but now you're at a different, you're in a different position. So I always say that English is more than vocabulary and grammar, and communication is more than English. It's what you say, how you act, and how you behave. And most problems in business, I have found, can be traced back to deficits in one of those three areas. So.
It's really funny because you mentioned that to me before we started recording, and I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, it's really that simple at the end of the day and stuff. But again, not everyone knows what they should do in a certain circumstance. I find sometimes, Bonnie, when I get uncomfortable, I say something silly because I'm nervous. And I make a joke that I thought was funny in my head, but when it came out, I'm like, it wasn't funny. And it was totally inappropriate for the situation. So sometimes people struggle with that. They're trying to say something, so they just blurt out the first thing that comes. And you're like, well, obviously Bonnie's not going to be my client now because that wasn't good. That happens, right?
Oh, it happens all the time. And I work with both native English speakers and non-native English speakers. The non-native English speakers are, they're not sure of the cultural, what to do, what not to do as business owners or as small business professionals in general. They're not comfortable with small talk or, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Native English speakers have just as much social anxiety about, what do I say in that situation? Or, how do I act in an informal networking meeting as opposed to a, formal business meeting? And, what do I do? And that stress can just manifest itself in so many ways. And oftentimes it's just as you reacted, and you say things that you step back and say, oh God, why did I do that? We've all been there, Kevin. We've all been there. I remember back in your Friends of Kevin days, back when I owned my home care agency, and you packed the room with, people who wanted to network and oh my God, it was just so exciting. But a lot of those people were really uncomfortable with how to communicate in a networking situation or to different people.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, Bonnie, because that happened to me last week. I was hopping on a Zoom call with someone I had never met, and I didn't make small talk, Bonnie. I schedule the meetings for 30 minutes. I know if I do a lot of small talk, sometimes we don't really have any big talk. And I'm like, so let's just jump in. Tell me about your business. Oh,
Mhm.
so you don't want to know about me? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, but they were hoping just more of a casual leading into business where I went right to, let's just tell me about your business. Let me tell you about my business. Go on with our day. Wasn't how that person communicated. It definitely harmed the relationship. I don't know if I'll recover from it. You got to think about the other person, right?
Oh, the rapport building, because that's what small talk is. You're establishing that rapport. You're opening the door, the conversational door to really learn more and to be able to respond genuinely with genuine curiosity. You want to meet them. You want to do business with them, hopefully, and that is something that a lot of people struggle with. They just, okay, go back to the networking events, the in-person. It's just, oh, here's my card. Here's my card. Let me go, meet somebody else now. It's the same thing. You have to take that time with people.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, there's a boatload of competition out there. What's going to set you apart? What's going to set you apart? That genuine interest in someone.
I like to you emphasize the word genuine a number of
Mm.
times in our conversation, because if it's not genuine, it comes across really badly. So tell me about what you do, Bonnie. And I'm looking out the window. If people do that, like, oh, I gotta, have some small talk with Bonnie so she's not
Mhm.
mad. But
Mhm.
here's the word: if it's not genuine, it's gonna hurt you just as bad as not doing it, right?
Right. I've been networking for years, and people, not to pat myself on the back, but they're shocked when I remember these small details from our meeting. How did you even remember that? Because I paid attention. I paid attention to our conversation.
Not everyone does, Bonnie, unfortunately.
But being genuine, so my small coaching practice is, it's small business coaching, but with a focus on communication. And I call it the 3 E's of success, the 3 E lens of success: English, etiquette, and ethics. But if you're genuine in each of those 3 areas, right? The English, you don't have to be perfect. I'm an English nerd and I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I fix them. Thank goodness for editing. So the but so be genuine in your English. If you're you can always apologize, or, oh boy, that was really insensitive. I can, please forgive me. I'll do better next time. But it's genuine, right?
Yep.
Your etiquette. If you don't know which fork to use, who cares, right?
Yep.
But that you're making a point to chewing with your mouth closed. Pet peeve. And or ethics, ethics, being genuine in your ethics, because businesses make mistakes, people make mistakes, but if your core values aren't informing every decision you make, every pivot you make in your business or in your personal life, then if your ethics, if you really need to communicate better, your integrity, not ghosting people. Okay, so if you can't do the job, just tell me,
Yes,
just
please.
tell me.
Yes, please.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Don't ghost me and, have me lose an opportunity to get someone else to do the work. But just be honest. And, or if you get a negative review, it's going to happen. You're not going to please everybody all the time, right? It's like, it's just not feasible. But by having, good communication skills and being genuine in each of those 3 areas, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. Man.
So Bonnie, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can I learn more?
brookscoaching.us, right? So brookscoaching.us online. And I'm very transparent on the website about how to work with me, what it costs, everything. It's just boom, right there. They can also email me, Bonnie@brookscoaching.us. And my phone number is 603-404-4994. So, and by the way, I am here in New Hampshire, but I am a Zoomer boomer, Kevin. I love Zoom, and I have clients literally all over the United States. So it's, any small business owner or professional who wants to really lead with confidence and overcome those communication challenges or any challenge in their business. I'd be delighted to help. And do you want to be the first to know something?
Sure.
I waited to announce it until today. I'm going to be starting a 6-week program. It's going to be a small intensive, an intensive small group coaching program for people who are considering entrepreneurship.
Nice.
So we're going to be, because communication is, coaching through that that startup process. So it's really designed for those who are considering entrepreneurship. We're going to be going through each of the 6 weeks, considering, your personal skills, your business skills, the market. You're considering the market, the idea. So, at any rate, the 6-week program is going to really set people up to launch a successful business.
That's awesome. So, Bonnie, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Oh, always, Kevin. It's been a pleasure all these years, and I look forward to many more.
Bye now.
Bye.